Hello, 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 brothers, hello, sisters out there. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I got a good show for you all tonight. So come on in so you can enjoy this show. How you doing, brothers? How you doing, sister? We are about to get on it tonight. It's a thing that you all need to know when it comes to relationships and what you need to stay from when it comes to relationship. How you doing, Sister Flo Harvey Martin? How you doing? I see your John Hancock down there. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? I see your John Hancock down there. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sister. We're going to have a good show tonight. I guarantee you we are going to have a good show tonight. We need to know when it comes to a relationship between a godly man and an ungodly woman. With a godly woman and an ungodly man, water and oil does not mix. No matter how much you try to make it mix, it does not mix. We're going to give a few more people a few seconds to come in so we can jump on this content tonight. Those of you that are here, go ahead and grab your bag of popcorn and soda. Courtesy of Flo Harvey Martin. Thank you, sister, for all that you do. Thank you. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sister. Come close to the front. We got a whole bunch of seats in the front. Come on in. I want you all to relax because we're about to get into this content tonight. And I'm sure you're going to get something out of it. My brothers and my sisters, come on in. If this is your first time looking at this particular broadcast, my brother and sister, let me introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and what do? I talk about relationship, my brother and sister. When I talk about relationships, I talk about a man and a woman from a biblical perspective or biblical position. I believe strongly and strictly in how God started the relationship off. God had a unique relationship with the man being Adam, and then he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. That's what I stand on, and that's what I believe. If you don't believe in this type of relationship, my brother and sister, I encourage you, you can still sit here and maybe you can learn a little something why I talk about men and women. Now, if you don't, you don't. How you doing, mother? I see your John Hancock down there. How you doing? And that's what I have to say about that. Go ahead, you brothers and sisters. Go ahead and get some popcorn and soda. Sister Flo Harvey Martin. Come on up close. We got some more seats. Come on up close. Now we're about to get into tonight's topic. My brother and sister, tonight's topic is, why do some men and women reject a godly woman or man? Again, tonight's topic. Why do some? I didn't say all. But why do some men and women reject a godly woman or man? And you know I like to say things in threes. Why do some men reject godly women? Why do some women reject godly men? So what am I talking about when I say why do some men and women reject a godly woman or a man? What I'm talking about why do worldly men and worldly women really reject a godly man or a woman. We're going to really get into this shortly, but let me tell you something, my brother and sister. I have been doing some math. And you see, speaking of math, this is, as you all know, this is a calculator, right? I've been doing some math, so let me tell you what I'm doing. You see, I'm turning on my calculator, and I'm going to put this equation into the calculator. I got 1 plus 1 equals 2. So I got 1 plus 1 equal 2. And I tried to do something else too, my brother and sister. I tried to make 1 plus 1 equal 3. But when I tried to make 1 plus 1 equal 3, it never worked. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? When I tried to make 1 plus 1 equal 3, it never worked. Even if I was in school, and if you, brother and sister, if you was in school at one time, if you having your math paper 1 plus 1 equal 3, you were going to always get it wrong. I don't care where you go, from school, from elementary school, up to your place of employment, whatever. That's basic math. You cannot make 1 plus 1 equal 3 because it's logical. If someone tried to convince you, my brother and sister, to buy into the equation that 1 plus 1 equals 3, when we really know that 1 plus 1 equals 2 is universal. The same thing too, my brother and sister, when it comes to universal. When it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman, the math has to be correct. It has to be correct in all ways. So when it comes to a relationship, those of you that coming in, tonight's topic is, why do some men or women reject a godly woman or man? When I say some men and women, I'm talking about worldly men and I'm talking about worldly women. It will never work. Because my brothers and sisters, if a man and a woman is walking after the Lord, and you got a man and woman that is not walking after the Lord, they might say that believe in the Lord, or they might, acknowledge it, but they really not living it. Because the Lord said, a whole bunch of people call his name, but their works basically show that they're not really walking with him. Now, this theme that I'm about to talk about, you're going to hear me saying this throughout the broadcast, and this is what I'm going to say. It's from Amos chapter 3, verse 3. Again, it's Amos 3, that's chapter 3, verse 3. Amos 3, chapter 3. This is what's written in God's word. Can two people walk together without agreeing on the directions? Again, from God's word, the prophet Amos, he's considered a minor prophet. He said, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? Now, my brother and sister, you know good and well that a man and a woman, when it comes to a relationship, a man and a woman need to be on the same page. Even God is talking about, he just limited to two people. His spirit moved Amos to write this. Can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? You know, my brother and sister, if you are in a car, you will have a driver and you will have a passenger, right? But they're in the same car. They're going up the highway, right? And then you see two ways. You can go either left or you could go right. The car is at a point where the driver got to make a decision. Even though that driver got a passenger in there, both of them are in the car, but both of them got to go either left or right, depending on the steering wheel of the driver. Okay? So you all can understand that too. I know you can. So let me go down 3 words before we really get into the meat of this conversation. Now, the word reject. The word reject, my brother and sister, from the verb form, it means to dismiss as inadequate, improper, or not one's taste. And from the noun's point of view, a rejection means a person or thing dismissed as failing to meet standards or satisfied taste. What does the word godly mean? From the dictionary, the word godly is defined as having great reverence for God. You hold God really high. That's what godly means. And then this is a byproduct of reverencing God and having an inward devotion for God that is outward displayed. So if a man and woman is following God, there's no way possible that man and woman can dilute or suppress what's on the inside of them. Because if a man and woman have God in him or her, it's going to be shown outwardly, just like the world. If a man and a woman is following the world, whatever in that man or woman inwardly, it's going to be expressed outwardly. Now, what does worldly mean? Worldly means concerned with material value. Check this out. Concerned with material value or ordinary life rather than a spiritual existence. So you got a godly man or a woman that is reverence God, and that man or woman, they're going to display it inwardly outward. But a worldly man and a woman, they only concerned about what's going on in the world. They only understand what's going on in the physical world because they all about the material value. All you have to do is listen to them. They only concerned with an ordinary life, because if you have an ordinary life, you don't have no purpose. How you doing, Sister Mary Jane? You don't have no purpose, and you can't relate to spiritual things. Again, in Amos chapter 3:3, it said, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? Now, when it comes to a man and a woman in relationships, I took 3 passages out of the scriptures, so you all listen to me carefully, okay? As I expound this to you, not explain it. Expound means to open you up to it. That's what expound means. Now, from Proverbs chapter 27:17, again, that's Proverbs 27:17. It states, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharp another. Okay, you got that? As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. If a man or woman is worldly, or a man and woman is spiritual, he or she cannot sharpen the other. So you have to have 2 people of the world, they going in one direction, and you got people that's in the spirit, they go in another direction. So 2 spiritual people, they can sharpen one another. Because if you understand the definition of godliness, these type of people, they have reverence for God. So if a godly person has reverence for God, these are some qualities what a godly man or woman have. They have wisdom, they have knowledge, they have understanding and discernment. People of the world do not have wisdom. People of the world are considered, they might be considered intellectual, they might be considered smart. But a man or a woman of God, the attribute that trumps intelligence or being smart is having wisdom. Knowledge. A man and a woman of the world, the only thing they have is worldly knowledge. Only what they could see. What they could see, smell, taste, touch, or hear. A man or woman of the spirit, they could see things behind the scene. They see the world, they live in the world, but they're not of the world. So they see things from a whole different perspective. So 2 spiritual people, they can continue to sharpen one another, especially those 2 people are following God, because the things of God are very, very deep. Worldly people don't have they can't sharpen one another. They are limited. But with God, he's unlimited, and God going to open a man and woman up to what is unlimited. Okay? 2 Corinthians 6:14. Again, 2 Corinthians 6:14. It states, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. Now, brother and sister, if you are a believer in the Lord, you do not supposed to be together with an unbeliever. How you doing, Sister Cheryl Ferguson? You don't supposed to be in a relationship with an unbeliever. An unbeliever is a person that does not reverence God and does not have the inward devotion for God that is outwardly displayed. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Nothing. Or what does fellowship can light have with darkness? Nothing. 1 Corinthians 15:33 say, listen to me, my brother and sister. 15:33 said, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Listen again intensely. 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Again, 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be misled. My brother and sister, those of you that are spiritual, when you are if you're interested in being in a relationship with a man and a woman, do not get with someone from the dark side, because what's going to happen is Their bad company going to corrupt your good character. Remember what I said about iron sharpen iron. If you are with a person that is not spiritual, you are going to get dull in your life. Someone from the world cannot do anything for you at all. Again, Amos chapter 3:3 said, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? Brother and sister, I'm here to tell you today, those of you that want to be, not only want, you desire to be in a relationship, and I know I got some people of the world looking at what I'm saying right now, or if they're not seeing now, they're going to look at the video because they want, out of curiosity, they're going to want to know what I'm talking about. They might think what I'm saying is crazy, but people that are spiritual understand exactly what I'm saying. The world cannot comprehend what I'm talking about, my brother and sister. Called again in 2 Corinthians 6:14, it say in the third half of it, what fellowship can light have with darkness? Light cannot understand darkness. However, darkness cannot understand light, but light can understand darkness. Just for example, my brother and sister, if you come in your house at night, if you come in your house and it's dark, and you flip on the light switch, hopefully you don't have no roaches or mice in your house. But if you do have a roach or bugs or something in your house, once you flip the light on, what normally happens? They run, they scatter, right? This is how a man or a woman that's living in the world, they are dog. When I say they're dog, when you walk up on them, they going to scatter because they cannot understand you. You, my brother, and you, my sister, you are light. You are light. Those of you that are coming in tonight, tonight's topic is why do some men and women reject a godly man or woman? I got 3 reasons, my brother and sister. Those of you that are trying to maintain a relationship with a man, sister of the world, or brother or woman of the world, I got 3 things that you need to listen to. Number 1, in 1 Thessalonians 5:5, again, that's 1 Thessalonians 5:5, 1 Thessalonians 5:5, it said, you are all children of light and children of the day. We do not belong to the night or the darkness. You understand that? You, my brother, you, my sister, you are children of the light. Who is the light? You are children of God. We do not belong to the night or to the darkness, which means, my brother and sister, you don't supposed to try to have no in-depth relationship with a man and woman of the world because they are from the dark side. You all got to understand this. A man and woman are made of 3 components. That's spirit, soul, and body. Most men and women don't think of themselves as spirit, soul, and body. But brother and sister, you are spirit, soul, and body. God gave every man and woman a soul. God put the soul in everybody. In everybody, God, I got a body, you got a body. So God created a body, and in that body, he put your soul into that body. Now, here's a key thing, the spirit. Now, the question is, who is your daddy? Who is your daddy, my brother and sister? It's a spirit. Who is your daddy? God is the creator of everything and everyone. But God is not the father of everyone. You got to understand that, my brother and sister. God is not the father of everyone. So you got children of the light, which are you. And you got children of the dark side, which is Satan. So my brother and sister, you got to understand, when you get into a relationship with someone, you invest in your soul into a relationship with someone else. You invest in your mind, you invest in your will, your emotions, your body, your finances, and everything into a relationship. My brother and sister, if you're children of light, you are an asset to this world, and you are an asset to another person that's walking in the light. But if you, my brother, or you, my sister, want to entertain someone from the darkness, they are going to extract from you and your light is not going to shine. Because you are dealing with a counterfeit. Some of you brothers and sisters, you forgot who your dad is. Or should I say it properly, who your father is. Your father is supposed to be God. For a lot of you that listening to me that following after God, I'm telling you, you are children of light, so therefore your father is God. Some of you are trying to make a relationship work with one of Satan's daughters or sons. It doesn't work. Yeah, they look good. The man is handsome. The woman is beautiful. The man is built. The woman is built. The man and woman have the world goods. The man and woman seem like they got everything going on. But you might not appear to have everything going on, but you do have everything going on because it still comes down to who's your daddy. So my brother and sister, when you try to have a relation, when you try to force a relationship, and that's what a lot of you brothers and sisters, you try to do. I'm here to tell you, stop trying to force a relationship with someone from the dark side. A counterfeit, yeah, they got it going on and stuff. But don't try to force it, because when you're trying to force your relationship with someone of darkness or one of Satan's sons or daughter, you are taken away from who you are. And I had went over this a few nights ago, my brother and sister. I went over this a few nights ago. My brother and sister, you got to understand, okay, if God is your father, even though he created Satan's children, but Satan is their father. And I could get into that deeply, okay? But you got a spirit. If you got the spirit of God in you, sister and brother, and then you trying to deal with these men and women that got the spirit of Satan, yes, Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. So he or she gonna try to make him or herself look good for you. But it's a counterfeit. It's a counterfeit and it won't work. You're going to have a problem because you're not going to agree on the same direction. If you get with the wrong person, my brother and sister, what is going to happen is this. He or she is going to want you to compromise who you are, first of all. They're going to want you to forget who you really are and your identity. They're going to try to make you come off your purpose in life. After who you are, you already know why you're here. You are here, my brother and sister. You are here to glorify God in whatever you do, especially when it comes in a relationship between a man and woman. Because man and woman relationship is supposed to reflect the relationship that Christ had with the church. And this is supposed to be togetherness. But when it comes from Satan, it's not about being together. It's about separation and discord. So who's your daddy? So you got to understand who you are, my brother and sister. So when it comes to children like brother and sister, you're supposed to be matched up with another man and woman that's of the light. What do I mean? A man and woman that follow the Lord Jesus Christ. Truly, not one that is a counterfeit. If you're trying to mix it together, my brother and sister, it never works. That's why some of you that come talk to me, I want to know some background. How you doing, my sister? I want to know the background of this type of person that you're dealing with. Once I can discern that this person is from the dark side, Satan, I could tell you to my blue in the face, some of you brothers and sisters, you holding on to the nighttime. Why are you holding on to the nighttime? You don't hold on to the nighttime. It's going to take you into deeper and deeper darkness. How they think, how they talk, and how they behave, which leads to this. This is why they're going to reject you, because it's going to be hard to come together, because you believe in doing something this way, and they're going to believe in doing something this way, and this is what's going to happen. Number 2, 1 Peter 4:4, 1 Peter 4:4, 1 Peter 4:4. They are surprised that you do not join them in their reckless, wild living, and they heap abuse on you. Again, they are going to be surprised because they're going to try to get you to compromise, my brother and sister. If you're trying to make a relationship with a man or woman that's not following after the Lord, they're going to be surprised at you, and they're going to try to tempt you. That's what they are about. They're going to try to compromise you, because what did I say earlier? What did I say earlier? This is what I said earlier. 1 Corinthians 15:33. I said, do not be misled. Worldly people is going to try to mislead you, my brother and sister. Why? Because they're children of the dark side. Bad company corrupts good character. They are going to corrupt you. King Solomon was a good example of being corrupted. King Solomon was considered, and he was, the wisest man to walk upon the face of the earth besides the Lord Jesus. Jesus is the embodiment of wisdom. But Solomon had wisdom. What does that mean? He was able to see things from God's point of view. He's the only man that's documented to see a whole lot of things from God's point of view. He was very spiritual. He had wisdom. He knew how to apply the knowledge that he had. He had great understanding, and he could discern. It wasn't too much you were going to get over on Solomon. However, what did Solomon do? Solomon kept bad company with bad women. And some of you brothers doing that right now. Some of you sisters are doing it right now. You're being misled by a no good worldly person. And what's going to happen? They are going to corrupt your good character. Even, let me tell you this, my brother and sister, animals are smart. Animals are very smart. When I look at this animal program on TV, let me tell you what I see. I never see lions running with leopards. I never see a chimpanzee running with an orangutan. I never see an elephant running with a zebra. What does that mean? That means they stay in their lane. Animals have sense enough to stay with the right mate and the right company. That's how they survive. So my brother and sister, animals could teach us this. And we're supposed to have more mental capacity than animals. But animals show that they do things that humans should be able to do. Even ants. The Bible even say, look at ants. If you want to have wisdom, look at ants. They don't have no leader or nothing, but they work out together. If you all notice things about ants, you can't derail an ant. Ants have a purpose. If you just watch ants, they always working. They always working. They always on their grind. If you try to put some obstacles in their way, that don't stop them. They're going to go around or whatever, but they're going to stay focused. That's why, my brother and sister, you got to stay focused with the right person. That's right, Cheryl. Ants work together. And brother and sister, you need an ant. You need an ant in your life. You need a man, sister, that's an ant. Brother, you need a woman in your life that's an ant. Someone that's going to work with you. No matter what comes up in a relationship, no matter what comes, that person's still going to be focused and still be moving. You understand, my brother? So that person is still going to be moving. How you doing, Sister Shelley? Now, my brother and sister, like I said, 3 reasons why the men of the world will reject you. First of all, you're children of light. They are going to have, on the inside, they're not going to like you. I'm going to get to that shortly. They're not going to like you. You're going to think that they like you, because what they're going to say is this. You think you this. You think you that. Who you think you are. And they're going to be looking for you to fall. Why are the world people going to be looking for you to fall? They're going to be looking for you to fall because they're going to say, I knew you didn't have it. I knew it. You were just shamming. But what people of the world does not understand, my brother and sister, that you still a human and you subject to fall. The Bible said that a righteous man falleth 7 times. But what happened? God lifted him up. That's what the world don't understand, my brother and sister. So when you deal with a person of the world, Those type of people, they're going to be very, very judgmental of your walk with the Lord because they want you to go with them, to be reckless with them. They're going to have wild living. That's what they're going to do. And if you notice, my brother and sister, you could look up on Facebook or social media, and you ain't even got to go there. You could just see how some people live reckless lives. They be doing all kinds of wild things. But if you falling after God and you're a child of light, they're going to think something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. What's wrong with you? I'm going to tell you this, my brother and sister. If you're falling after God and you come around people that don't follow after God, you're going to notice this. They're going to, the way they talk and behave, they going to change. Because, like, for example, and you're not perfect, my brother or sister, and I'm not. This is what I have experienced. If you walk up on some people, whatever they're talking about, they're going to change their conversation. You ain't got to go around saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. They're going to change. They're going to say, if they slip and say something out of the way or vulgar words or whatever, they're going to quickly check you and say, they'll say stuff like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. And you ain't even got to say nothing. You know why? Because they see the light. They know that you got the light in you. You understand? They know it, my brother and sister. So people that's of darkness, they going to change how they talk around you, and they're going to change how they behave because you make them uncomfortable. They see light coming in, and it's genuine light. You see, it's not all about you, my brother. It's not all about you, but what they see, but they don't understand is God that's in you. So, my brother and sister, if you are a man or woman of light, the world trying to wonder about you anyway. They trying to wonder about you. They're trying to say, well, why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? Let me tell you what men and women of the world, when you don't participate in certain things, they think you a square. They think that you don't have no fun. They think that your life is boring and stuff like that. But guess what? You got a very fruitful life. You don't have no hangovers when you have a good time, my brother and sister. You see, some people, let me tell you this, my brother and sister. Let's say, for example, if you go to a party or something with a worldly person and they get so drunk, but they call themselves having a good time. And the next thing you know, they throwing up. They got a hangover. Recklessness. When they get that liquor in them, then when they get that liquor in them, they start getting loose, right? And you watch how they start being imparted. This go for men and women. They start talking loud. They start doing all kind of crazy dancing. They make a spectacle of themselves, and you over there looking like this out there, like this. And you got to go home with that thing. Some of you brother got to go home with that thing, that woman over there. And some of you sister, you got to go home with that thing right there. He or she don't even care about embarrassing you. You know why? Because they children are light. Now, some of you saying, Tony, you mean to say you can't drink? I'm not saying you can't drink. If you do drink, my brother and sister, you have to drink in moderation. How you doing, Sister Twyla? But you don't drink, because let me tell you something, my brother and sister. Even if you have the Spirit of God in you, don't you know that stuff like alcohol and drugs and stuff, that's going to do something to your mind? That's why you have to have a clear conscience. If you want to get high, my brother and sister, you get high off the Lord. That's the best high you can get, my brother and sister, especially, brother and sister, if you are in a relationship with another person that following after the Lord, because you all got something in common, which leads to number 3, John 1:5, John 1:5, John 1:5. That John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1:5, and it said, and the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehend it not. Again, and the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehend it not. What does that mean? Some of you saying, Tony, what does that mean? I'm going to tell you what it means. They will not understand you. There's no way, my brother and sister, if you get a relationship with a man and woman that's a child of the devil, they cannot comprehend you. You can comprehend them, but they can't comprehend you because they see things from the world standpoint. They going to think that you are strange and you're not even in cameo group. But they'll like you initially, but they're gonna look at you as strange. They're gonna look at you as an oddball. Some of the things you're gonna be talking about, you can't even have a deep, intelligent conversation with a man and woman of the world. The only thing they can talk about is things of the world. Let me tell you, the only thing worldly people mostly talk about. Most of the things worldly people talk about, money. That's what mostly mainly people want to talk about all the time, money. The next popular subject the world want to talk about all the time is sex. So you got money and sex. And what else they want to talk about? What's all bad going on in the world? Nothing never good. Everything is bad. Everything, they always talk about negative stuff. So if they talking about getting more money, getting more money, getting more money, I got to go work this extra job because it's something that I want. Instead of living in a way where you work to make a living. You see, my brother and sister, worldly people, now don't get me wrong what I'm about to say. A man or woman needs to live within his or her means. Because actually, God does not want us to go. Let me tell you something, brother and sister. God does not want his children to be in debt. When I say in debt, unnecessary debt. Of course, you might go in a little debt if you get a car. But let me tell you this, my brother and sister, cars lose value. So you got to be strategic even when you get a car, because once you drive the car off the lot, it loses value. When you purchase a house, you got to understand, when you purchase a house, you want to purchase a house based on what you got now. You don't purchase a house, then you have to get another job to maintain. If you cannot get a house with what you got now, don't get into over debt, because what's going to happen if you believe in God and you are into getting expensive cars and that big house on the hill and trying to show off in front of the Joneses, you're going to take away from your worship time with God. You're going to take away from your time with your wife or your husband. If you have children, you're going to take away with it. So there's some debt that you have to deal with, but you don't do it where it's going to take away from your relationship with God and your family, brother and sister. You got to understand that. So back to the world, they're not going to understand you. So, like, case in point. I used to work at one time for years. I used to work for the city, right? Many years ago, I worked for the city. So I had 2 jobs for the city. And they were not physical strenuous, you know what I mean? It just was time consuming. So one day, I was over to the rec department and I was sitting down, and these people, they were getting out the car and they were taking their children. It was a softball league, right? They were taking their children over the softball league. So I was sitting there watching, and these people getting out their car and they happy. And I looked at these people and I said, I want to be happy like that. What do that mean? Then I started thinking, am I living to work or am I working to live? So I said to myself, I'm living to work instead of working to live. Why am I saying that? So what I did when I came to that, I had to remodify my lifestyle. Meaning I had to get away from debt, especially if I wanted to be in a relationship with a woman and spend time. You understand? And if you have children, so you got to understand it, my brother and sister, because it'll take away from it. Let me tell you something. Denzel Washington said this, my brother and sister. He said this. He never seen let me get it right. Denzel Washington said he never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. Just think about that. That's some deep stuff. I never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. I never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. What is Mr. Washington saying? What he's saying is when you die, everything that you got, somebody else going to get it, or they're going to be fighting over it. You don't take nothing from this world, my brothers and sisters. So my brothers and my sister, when it comes to a relationship, you supposed to be free. Just like you running around a track field. If you notice this about people that run track, they go down there on the track field and they might have on a warm-up, right? But do they run? How you doing, Sister Karen? How you doing, Sister Lisa? Do they run with their warm-up on? When you look at those Olympic, those people that run on the track field, do they run with that whole outfit on? No. They take off that sweat thing. They take off the top, the sweat jacket, and they take off the pants. And they have on very light t-shirt and trousers. Why? So they could run freely. You understand? How you doing, Sister Smith? So they could run freely. So when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, you supposed to be children of light. When you bring somebody darkness in, it's just like you on the track field. They want to stay on you and you running a race. They don't want you to take nothing out. They want you to run with that stuff. No, my brother and sister, you supposed to run with someone that you could be free. When I say free, cause when the Lord is in you, when the Lord is in your relationship, my brothers and sisters, He's going to give you freedom. He's going to give you freedom. If you deal with someone in the world, that is a lot of liability. Those people are liability. They're going to be liability on your mind. It's going to be a liability on your will. It's going to be a liability on your emotions. It's going to be a liability on your body. It's going to be a liability, especially in your pockets. Yes, it's going to be in your pocket. And everything, don't get nobody a liability. Because the Bible clearly say that a man that findeth a wife find for good thing. And I have said this over and over and over again, brothers and sisters. I have said this, brothers and sisters. A man that find a wife find a good thing. Every man and every woman that is married is not of God. There are many men that marry women that come with mental debt, willful debt, emotional debt, bodily debt, financial debt. Sister, it's a whole bunch of men that come to you, they mental debt, willful debt, emotional debt, because they stand with their mama down in the basement. Financial debt, these sorry jokers don't want to get up and get a job. They want to stay home all day and play Madden. Now, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with playing Madden now, because I play Madden, but guess what? I take care of business here, but I don't stay home thinking that playing Madden they're going to do something for me. No, it don't do nothing for me, because I know I need to turn these lights on. Just think. If I don't work, let me tell you, some of you all, I have said this before. Cinderella did a broadcast with me a while back. And I asked her on the live broadcast, I say, do you think that a woman should take care of a man? You all know what Cinderella said. Cinderella said, nope, no woman should not take care of a man. What is Cinderella saying? Cinderella saying that a man's supposed to be a man and do what he's supposed to do. And I asked Cinderella, I said, Cinderella, if I quit doing what I'm doing, what's going to happen? Cinderella said, you're going to be in trouble. I said, well, I guess I better work. But it wasn't all about, Cinderella was not going to take care of me. That's the bottom line. She's not going to take care of me. That's the type of woman that you supposed to be, our sister. Don't take care of no man. That's right. If you don't work, you don't eat. Even Paul said that. That's biblical, my brother and sister. If you don't work, you don't eat. Some of you sisters, you need to tell some of these guys that you're playing with. How you doing, Sister India? You need to tell some of these guys that if you don't work, you don't eat. Some of you sisters, you still taking care of some of these clowns. How you doing, Shea? How you doing? How you doing? I see some, let me see who all here. I see some of you all. I gave some of you all some shout out. I don't want to overlook nobody. Let me see, have I overlooked anybody so far that got their John Hancock down here? I hope that I haven't. Okay. My brothers, like I was saying, a man or woman that's following after the Lord, you got light. And going back to this part, Proverbs 27:17, it said, as iron sharpen iron, so one person sharpen another. That's why, my brothers and sisters, you have to get somebody what you're yoked with, okay? Because brother and sister, brother, if you with a spiritual woman, guess what? She's going to sharpen you. Sister, if you with a spiritual man, he's going to sharpen you. Brother, if you with a worldly woman, you're going to get dull. The axe is going to get dull. Sister, if you with a worldly man, the axe is going to get dull. It's simple. It's simple. Like I said from the beginning. 1 + 1 = 2. It never equals 3. As Amos said in the Old Testament 3:3, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? Brothers and sisters, there's no way a man could travel with peace with a worldly woman. There's no way possible. Mathematically, it's not possible. Sister, there's no way, if you spiritual, can you go in the same direction of a man that's dark. And I ain't talking about the skin color. I'm talking about dark from the dead. Brothers and sisters, you all got to understand that this is some serious stuff. You think that when you date somebody, you just dating a person. No, this thing got some spiritual application. That man or woman either from the devil or not. And you all got to understand that. And let me tell you this before I get out of here. That man or woman, my brother and sister, that of the world. Listen to this in John 15:19. John 15:19. John 15:19. Listen to what I'm about to say, my brother and sister. If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. This is Jesus talking. Jesus telling you, my brother and sister, you are not of the world. You got to understand this. I am not of the world. Even though you live in the world, you're not of the world. You got to understand who your dad is. If you were of the world, then that's what the Lord said. The world would love his own. So brother and sister, if you're not of the world would love his own. The world is not going to love you, my brother and sister. If you're trying to make a relationship work with a man and a woman, he or she eventually, it's a thin line between love and hate, and you're going to see that hate real soon. They won't love you. They don't know how to love you. The only thing that the world know how to do, this men and women, they know by what they see on the movies, by the records they listen to, the radio, and all that crap. That's the only thing love about. But they don't understand what love is. Real, genuine love. The world don't know what love is. But because you are not of the world, Jesus talking, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. You see, Jesus chose you, my brother. Jesus chose you, my sister, so he pulled you out of the world, but yet you in it. It's two kingdoms. And it ain't the United States and Great Britain. It's actually two kingdoms. You just live on part of the soil of the world, okay? But there are two kingdoms. There's the kingdom of God, of light, and there's the kingdom of Satan, darkness. Those are the two kingdoms that run in this world. You think Joe Biden running the United States and Congress running the United States and the judicial system running the United States? No. It appears like they're doing it. Let me tell you, Joe Biden, I voted for him. Congress and the Supreme Court, they think that they're running this country. They're not running this country. God is running this country like he run all these other countries, and he allows Satan to do what God allows Satan to do certain things. It appears like Satan doing a whole bunch of things. The only thing that happening in this world, and it look bleak and dark, God allowed it. Like this COVID stuff. God allowed COVID. If God wants to, God can stop COVID just like that. Without the vaccination and everything. By the way, I got my vaccination. He could do anything he want to do. These world leaders and stuff, they are like pieces on a chessboard. As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, you are a piece on the checkerboard of life. Who is pulling the strings? You got God pulling the string, and you got Satan pulling the strings. Before you was created, my brother and sister, God knew you before you were created. He knew why he put you here. Some of you brothers and sisters, you think you got here because your mom and dad had sex, right? That's what some of you brothers and sisters think. That's right, sister. Sister Spive, you're right. Media, move, and music, you're right. Some of you brothers and sisters, you think that you here because your mom and dad had sex, right? Your mom and dad were instruments to get you here. They were instruments because some of us came here and we were not in a relationship where the parent was married or it was a single parent some kind of way. But my brother and sister, you are not an accident. However you got here, and I know none of you all are no test tube babies, right? No test tube babies looking at me. But my brother and sister, you are not an accident. However you got here, it might appear to be an accident, but you're not an accident. You know why? Because you, my brother, and you, my sister, God give life. Even though it could have appeared to be a wrong way, you're here for a reason and a purpose. So you're a piece in this world. It's two kingdoms, light and darkness. So my brother said, that's why since we in two kingdoms. Yeah, that's right. They were just the vessel. That's right. So brother and sister, you got to understand this. Since it's two kingdoms, you need to be with someone that's in the kingdom with you. So if you're in God's kingdom, my brother and sister, you're supposed to marry somebody or be with someone in God's kingdom. Let the world keep their stuff over there, to the left, to the left, to the left. That's where they need to stay at, to the left. Don't mingle with the world. Why, my brother, and why you, my sister, when you look at things in the Bible, why do you think that God did not want Israel to mingle with other nations? Why you think that? He did not want them mingled with other nations for two reasons. Because he wants to use them as an example to the world. God knew if Israel mingled with other people, with other nations, they were going to adopt their philosophies and they weren't going to start doing what they do, which is concrete proof. Whenever God say don't do something, we think that we can outsmart God. So God said, go ahead, do it. And we mess up, then you have to go to God and want God to clean up your mess. That go for me and y'all too. You want God to clean up your mess. When it comes to a relationship between a man and a woman, brother, sister, if you're in the kingdom of God, why you want to go over to the kingdom of the devil and introduce, brother, why you want to introduce Jezebel, daughter, to God? You think God wants you to deal with Jezebel, Satan, daughter? Just think about this. hypothetically speaking, brother, let's say that God was here on his throne on earth right now. And you go get Satan's daughter and you want to take her in front of God and said, I'm going to marry her. You think you're going to get God's endorsement off that brother? No, 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 no. Before she come into the castle, God going to say, nope, nope, don't bring that thing up in here. The same thing. Some of you are sisters. You want to marry a guy like Simon the sorcerer. You want to bring him to God and God on the throne. You said, I got a surprise for you, and you think God gonna want you to bring that person in here and have a relationship with Simon the sorcerer or someone? No, he's not gonna do it. Keep him out. God gonna say, I want you to marry, I want you to be with somebody that's following my son Jesus. Yes, you're gonna have problems sometime with him, but it's better to have somebody that you have a problem with that follow my son than someone of the world. So my brothers and sisters, let me tell you this. You are not of the world. And Jesus closed it out again in John 15:19. It said, if you were of the world would love his own. So if you follow along with these worldly men and women, brothers and sisters, they're going to love you because they love their own. And you went and you let them compromise. And when you compromise, this is what happened. This is what happened when you compromise. 1 Corinthians 15:33 again. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupt good character. You understand that? Bad. It be misled. You be misled. Bad company corrupt good character. That's what happened, my brothers and sisters, when the world loves you. They start corrupting you. And you see, some of you brothers and sisters, y'all get with a word of person, and in your mind, I could change him or her. That's what some of you all think. How you doing, Sister R. Smith? I could change him or her. That's what some of you people be thinking. If I marry him or her, I could change her. Brother and sister, you ain't God. You can't change. Brother, you can't change no woman. Sister, you can't change no man. That man and woman need to be changed before you get into a relationship with them. Because they are of the world. How you doing, Sister Cousin? They are of the world. So it doesn't mix. Jesus said, I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world will hate you. They're going to eventually hate you. Some of you brothers and sisters right now, you tried to get in a relationship with a man or a woman. And I know this firsthand. I tried to make things work with a worldly women. I tried to make things work with some worldly women. It didn't work. It didn't work. We were always clashing. They tried to get me to compromise something that I do as far as following God and stuff like that. And what I'm about to say, some of you all might not like this. Some of them wanted me to go where they worship at. I stepped on some toes now. They wanted me to go where they worship. What do y'all believe over there? That's what I want to know. What y'all believe over there? Sister Lisa, I did. I've been clean from day until now. Let me tell you. I said, what they doing over there? Then they said, you know what, Tony? If we get in a relationship, I can go where you go to worship sometime. And you can go where I go to worship sometime. I said, there ain't no work. Now, some of you thinking right now, Tony, what's wrong with, why you can't compromise and you go where she worships sometime and she come and worship with you sometime? I don't see nothing wrong with it. I see something wrong with it. When Jesus came down here on the world, did Jesus compromise when he called people out? Remember, Jesus represents the husband, where the bridegroom, and the church represents the bride to be, right? Jesus did not compromise. A man's supposed to follow Jesus' footsteps. Jesus did not compromise. Jesus said, you're going to have to do it this way. I'm going the narrow way. So, if a woman wanted to roll with me, she was going to have to go the narrow way. I'm going to say something there some of you brothers and sisters might not like. I guarantee you when you go to worship service and your preacher be standing up there talking, and if his wife was not there, if his wife went somewhere else, you'll have a problem with it. You will have a problem with it because in your mind you'll say it, his wife's supposed to be here with him. That's what a whole bunch of you all say. Y'all, but you see, some of you, y'all want to say, okay, if it's a man that's not a preacher, it ain't nothing wrong with his wife going over there, but you'll have a problem if your own preacher wife went somewhere else. You'll be saying, why his wife ain't over here with him? Why his wife? He's supposed to be the head. He's supposed to be the leader. Why his wife ain't over here? It's the same thing. The man that follows after God. That's why, brother, you have to have a woman because you're the head of the relationship. The Bible clearly say that God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. It does not say, it say this, God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of woman. Then woman is the head of man. No, it doesn't say that. It specifically say that the man is the head of the woman. It doesn't say that he's the dictator. It said that he's the head. Do you all ever see the head where the neck at and the neck where the head? Have any of you all ever seen that? Have you all seen anybody that walk around with their head where the neck at and the neck over the head? I have said it before. Even Fantasia made this statement. And you all familiar with Fantasia, right? Fantasia said this. Fantasia said that her husband is the head of their relationship and she is like the neck. And I use that illustration somewhat because it makes sense. What is Sister Fantasia saying? Fantasia means this. If my man is the head and leader of the home, Fantasia said, I'm the neck. What does that mean? Brothers and sisters, you need to understand that. If the man is the head and the woman is the neck, what does that mean? The woman support the head. A man, the head need the neck. And I have shown you all this before, but I'm going to show it again, free of charge. If you did not have a neck, your head would be down like this. And if you want to look that way, you got to turn your whole body that way. If you want to look that way, you got to turn your whole body that way. If you want to look up, you got to do just like this. If you want to look down, you got to do like this. But when God bring the woman in, here go the woman, boom, the neck, right? Things run a little smoother then. So if I want to look left and I have a good woman and my woman the neck, that being Cinderella, if Cinderella here and I'm here, Cinderella will help me to look that way and it'd be smooth. Cinderella helped me look over there, it's smooth. Cinderella helped me look up, it's smooth. Cinderella helped me look down, it's smooth. Because that's the support, you understand? And then this is another thing some of you brothers and sisters need to know. When you got a worldly person. When you have a man and a woman, both of them, the head of the home. Ain't no such thing. Now, when you talk about taxes and stuff, that talk about money. But when you talking about in United States government, when you talk about the head from God's perspective, the man is always the head of the relationship. There's nowhere in God's word where the woman, no disrespect, sister, but there's nowhere in God's word that the woman is the head. The woman is not the head. What happened when the woman is the head? What that lady name, yeah, I said her name earlier, Jezebel, and she was married to Ahab or whatever his name was. That was a spineless man. Jezebel ran the house. She called the shots over that weak back man. Some of you brothers, you weak back. A lot of you brothers, you believe in this. This is what a lot of you brothers believe in. Happy wife, happy life. Some of you weak back brother, some of you weak back brother, I don't know what to say about you. I don't even want to call you brother sometimes. Long as I keep my wife happy, everything okay. No, it ain't about her happiness. It's about pleasing the Lord. If I had to make a decision between Cinderella and the Lord would be Cinderella all the time. She would go by him all the time over me. Why does Cinderella follow me? Let me tell y'all why she followed me. I'm not a dictator. She knows that I follow God. She knows that I'm imperfect. As a matter of fact, Cinderella told me she discovered that I was imperfect on the second date. Some of you all figure that out when the show is over. But Cinderella said she knew I was imperfect. But what is it that she's saying? Cinderella saying that I am a imperfect man that's following the Lord. She's the only woman, and I have said this before, out of all the women that I have met in my life, and I'm not putting her on no pedestal. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting her on no pedestal, but I do honor her. I'm honoring her, okay? She's the only woman that has told me that I will follow you. That right until she far cry. She's the only woman that I have met in my life that says she will follow me. I guarantee you, most of you brothers out there looking at me, your woman have never told you that she'll follow you. Or she won't even follow you in action. You see, like I said, I'm not building her up to put on no pedestal, but I'm just going by what I see. She follows me. She might not like it. She might not like it. She'll tell me some things, what she thinks. But you know what? What she thinks, I would listen to what she thinks. But you know what? As far as running the home, I got to make the final decision because God holds me responsible for the home. Just like he held Adam responsible for the Garden of Eden. Adam was responsible for Eve. He let her down. He let God down. You know what God told Adam? He said, because you listen to the voice of your wife. And that pissed God off. What is God saying? Adam, you supposed to be the man. You supposed to be the man. I understand you listen to your woman. But Adam, you got a little emotional. Adam, what did I tell you? Did I not say don't eat of the tree or the knowledge of good and evil? What did Adam do? Adam tried to flip it and said, he tried to blame God and the woman. He said, the woman that you gave me. So Adam was trying to take the responsibility. He tried to dodge the responsibility. Brother, let me tell you this. If you are following the Lord, you are the head and leader of the relationship, just like Christ is the head of the church. The Bible clearly say, if your woman rebel against that, and I'm not talking to you brothers that's a dictator, if your woman rebels against that, that's it. Wash your hands. Sister, if your man do not want to take his rightful role in the relationship, he's supposed to be a man. Some of you brothers, you scared you scared to tell your woman no sometimes. Some of you brothers, you are yes men. I got some friends that are yes men. You're a yes man. Brother, you got to be able to say 4 things to your wife. Sometimes yes. Sometimes not right now. Sometimes I got something better. And this is the crucial thing for some of you weak back brothers. No. Some of you brothers are afraid to tell your woman no. Because you think that she's going to hold back on you some kind of way. Let her hold back. Let her pout. let her cry. Go ahead and get some tissue for her and say, here, wipe those tears off your eyes. Because the bottom line, brother, you are responsible for your home when it comes to God, not your wife. And like Pokey Pig say, that's all, folks. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. I thank you. You could have been doing something else. Why do some men and women reject a godly man of God? Because they are children of the devil. So they're going to hate you. Satan hate God. God has Satan. And that's what I'm going to leave for you. Remember, Amos 3:3, can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? No way. Peace out.